Baseball teams that were awful then suddenly became one of the best. Back in the early 2000s, the Baltimore Orioles were stuck in a cycle of losing for 14 long seasons, from 1998 all the way to 2011. They just couldn't seem to catch a break, finishing with a losing record year after year and often finding themselves at the bottom of their division. Fans were frustrated, and the team was pretty much a baseball punchline. But then, the 2012 season rolled around, and something absolutely wild started to happen. You see, with manager Buck Showalter at the helm and Dan Duquette making moves in the front office, the Orioles began to show signs of life. They weren't just winning a few more games, they were defying all expectations. Nobody really saw them as contenders, especially since their overall run scoring wasn't even top of the league, but how they were winning these games was the truly astonishing part. The thing is, their secret weapon was an absolutely dominant bullpen. Their closer, Jim Johnson, was a machine, racking up an incredible 51 saves, the most in the majors that year, and manager Buck Showalter wasn't afraid to use his relievers aggressively, sometimes pulling starters early to let his bullpen shut down opponents in the later innings. This bullpen was just lights out, especially after the All-Star break. But if their bullpen was their secret weapon, their performance in close games was pure magic. As it turns out, the 2012 Orioles were almost unbeatable when the pressure was highest. They finished with a mind-boggling 29 wins and only 9 losses in games decided by a single run, and in extra inning games, they were an unbelievable 16-2. It was like they had a special gene for clutch performances. One of the craziest examples was a 17-inning game against the Red Sox, where their designated hitter, Chris Davis, actually pitched 2 scoreless innings to get the win. But their incredible regular season, finishing with 93 wins, wasn't even the end of the story. What I mean is that after 14 years of no playoffs, the Orioles finally broke the curse and made it to the postseason. They faced the Texas Rangers in the wild card game in Texas, where their starting pitcher Joe Saunders had a terrible history. But true to their 2012 form, Saunders pitched great. They got key hits and won the game 5-1, sending them to the American League Division Series against the powerhouse New York Yankees. But sadly, their story doesn't have a happy ending. In the end, they pushed those Yankees to a tense 5-game series, with almost every game being a nail-biter. Even though they didn't win it all, the 2012 Orioles showed the world how a team could go from forgotten to unforgettable, all thanks to a killer bullpen and an unshakable belief in winning the close ones.